The fluorescent lights of the clinic felt like a spotlight on my betrayal. I sat in the exam room, heart hammering against my ribs, clutching a folder of medical records that represented 15 years of invisible agony. For over a decade, I had been dismissed by a string of female doctors who told me my pain was normal. Now, I had finally found a surgeon who listened, a man who sat with me for an hour, validated my endometriosis, and offered me a surgery date in 2026. He was my only hope for a life without pain. But in my house, he was a secret that made me physically ill to keep. My partner's voice echoed in my head, a constant loop of rigid boundaries. To him, a male doctor wasn't a medical professional, he was a man in a costume granted illicit permission to touch his woman. It didn't matter that my health was failing or that our intimacy had become a minefield of sharp pains. To him, the sanctity of my body was defined by who looked at it, not whether it functioned. I thought I could compartmentalize. I told myself I was only seeing him for the consultation, that there would be no intimate exams. I justified the lie by omission because the alternative was staying broken. But the guilt grew teeth when I discovered the reality of the procedure. I found out through an online forum, not the surgeon, that a laparoscopy isn't just small incisions in the abdomen, it requires vaginal manipulation to move the uterus. The realization hit me like a physical blow. Now, the doctor I trusted felt like a conspirator in a lie I couldn't maintain. I remembered the pelvic floor PT, a female-led treatment I sought specifically to fix the pain I felt when we were together. Even then, my partner's jealousy was a suffocating fog. "Is she fingering you?" he'd ask, his jokes about cheating following me out the door until I finally gave up and quit the therapy. I had looked him in the eyes then and said, "I am doing this for us." He had nothing to say in return. Now, I am standing at a crossroads. On one side is a surgery that could give me back my ability to walk, work, and love without white-knuckled pain. On the other is a partner who views my healthcare as a breach of his territory. I am 30 years old, hiding in the shadows of my own life, wondering if a medical degree and a surgical mask are enough to protect me from the accusation of cheating on my own health. I am desperate for relief, but I am terrified that the price of my physical healing will be the total collapse of my home.